Assalamu alaikum and hello everyone. Welcome to Mathematics with Shahab Yaqub. So now let's look at this pure maths P1 question. This is from October-November 2010, variant 1-3, and it's a very nice question. It's a question related with trigonometric sketch. And by the way, what is the purpose of making this particular video? We are actually focusing on the sketch of trig functions and equations. There are some questions related to graphical solution, some questions related to range of trig functions, some questions related to range of square trig functions. And naturally, some things are available on YouTube, some things are available on the premium access. So if someone is interested, they can DM me on Instagram. So now let's get started with this. I think that was this particular question. That is question number 7. It says sketch the curve y is equals to 2 sin x for x lying between 0 and 2 pi. That is the first thing. The second thing, by adding a suitable straight line to your sketch, determine the number of real roots of this equation. Now, very first thing is that I need to draw a grid. So let me grab a highlighter over here and let me draw the x-axis and the y-axis. So that is the y-axis. And this one is the x-axis, and let me just push it down. And this is 2 sin x from 0 till 2 pi. What does that mean? That means there will be one cycle in 360 degrees, and 360 degrees is the same thing as 2 pi radians. So that is all good. And the maximum value will be 2, and the minimum value will be -2. So right away, as soon as you look at a question, you should have all these things figured out in your head. So now let's get started, and let me choose a thick one. So a thick marker over here, and let me choose a green color. So that is like this. That is this much of the cycle. No, let me go it this way. Okay, that is like half a cycle. And this is like half a cycle. So that is a good one. And this value is, let's say, 2. And this value is -2. Label the major points. This is 0. This is 2 pi. This is pi. The maximum occurs at 90. So if you want to label it, 90 is pi by 2 radians. The minimum occurs at 270. So that is 3 pi by 2 radians. So there are 5 major points, and you should be aware of those 5 major points. Now the next part, that is related with graphical solution of equations. And if I just scroll up a bit, something like this was explained in the premium channel. So let me just explain it to you over here. So now it says, by adding a suitable straight line to your sketch, determine the number of real roots. So now what you do is that you isolate 2 sin x. So let me highlight this. So let me isolate 2, and let me isolate sin x. This is y that was already drawn. So therefore, I'll write pi into y is equals to pi minus x. And make y the subject, that is pi minus x over pi. Now looks weird, but it's not. This is 1 minus 1 over pi into x. What exactly is this? We know that it's a straight line. How can we confirm it's a straight line? Y is equals to c plus mx. So there is y, there is x, there is y, there is x. The gradient is negative, which is -1 over pi. So gradient is -1 over pi. And the y-intercept is 1. So y-intercept is 1. So approximately over here, this is the y-intercept 1. That should be 1 point. And let me draw a table. So let me draw a few straight lines over here. And for a table. And I think 3 points are good enough. So let me plug in the value x and y. When x is 0, y is 1. That was very obvious. When x is 0, y is 1. And we can also see it from the y-intercept. And if I plug in x is pi, so if I plug in x is pi, what happens? Y is equals to 1 minus x over pi if I plug in x is pi, y is 1 minus pi over pi, which comes out to be 1 minus 1, which is 0. So pi and 0, that is the next point. And I think 2 points are good enough. So this is 1, this is 2, because this is very, very particular points. If you want, I can also plug in a third one. And let me now plug in terms of 2 pi. So when x is 2 pi, y is 1 minus 2 pi over pi. Pi cancel, 1 minus 2 is negative 1. So 2 pi is giving me negative 1. So let me grab my red marker, and approximately over here is negative 1. And over here, this is negative 1 right over here. Now let's join these 3 points. Let's make a line a bit thicker. And that is a reddish line that I'm drawing, and let's hope it's a nice one. And I think that's a good one. So therefore, I get this line, y is equals to 1 minus x over pi, and that is a straight line. And also remember, the power of x is 1, the power of x is 1 in the numerator. That means it's a straight line. It fulfills the criteria, y is equals to mx plus c. Now they are asking for the number of real roots. So remember these words that I'm going to say right now. Number of real roots of an equation. It means the same thing as, it is identical to what? Points of intersection of line and curve. Since there is a line and a curve over here, that is why I have written from the perspective of line and curve. If there were 2 curves, that would be intersection of 2 curves. So how many points of intersection do we see? We see 1 point, we see 2 points, we see 3 points. So therefore, there are 3 points of intersection. Therefore, there are 3 solution of equation. So that was a simple question, but people mess it up and mix it up a lot. So I've explained it in great detail. This is from October, November 2010, variant 1-3, question number 4. And from the topical book, this is question number 5. Correct sine curve, required line. Line passes through 2 points, drawn 3 roots. That means 3 points of intersection. So 3 points of intersection means 3 solution of equation. And the word root or roots, that means solution or solutions of equation. So that is how this question is done and dusted.